Welcome back to O.G.B.O. This prison terms and sexual behaviors explained. Okay, here's the story on playing crazy to avoid a lengthy prison sentence. For those who know my story, I was facing 210 years um, for malicious wounding, use of a firearm, and shooting an occupied dwelling on 9 people. What that means is if anyone would have came to court, they would have upped the charge from shooting an occupied dwelling to attempted murder on 9 people. And that carried 20 years per person. So just kind of added up. The malicious wounding carried 20 years, plus the firearm charges carried 5 years apiece at that time. All right, so I'm in juvenile, awaiting, um, going back and forth to court to see if I just got certified on the malicious wounding, so I know I'm going to the penitentiary. Ain't no chance of me going upstate, but I'm a little worried about this shooting occupied dwelling. So far, no one has come to court, and no one came to court on that period. That's how I didn't get that time. But at the time, I didn't know this, and I'm trying to find any way out I can. So a guy I did a couple of juvenile bits with. Forget his real name. When you're in juvenile detention here in Richmond, Virginia, they call you by your last name. I think his name was Frykowski or something like that. We used to call him Fry for short. Anyway, he comes back after being gone maybe 60 days or whatever. So of course everybody crowd around him to find out, where he been or whatever. And he proceeded to tell us that he played crazy, and the judge sent him to Chippenham adolescent unit, right? So me facing 200 plus years, I'm soaking up everything he's saying, right? He's like, yeah, man, basically, you go to the hospital. Chippenham is a hospital for those who aren't familiar with Richmond, Virginia. Like, yeah, you go to the hospital, you in a room by yourself, you unhandcuffed, you go to treatment every day, see a head doctor, and basically you just have one police officer on that floor, and they're not really paying you any attention, nobody trying to get away. They're in the nurse's face. And like, man, I could have ran, but I'm not facing a whole lot of time. But all I'm hearing is you got one police officer, you not handcuffed, you can get away. That day, I raised my hand and asked the staff to let me go to my room early, right? And so I get back to my room, and my man from Jackson Ward, Lil Pooh, he in the room. And I tell Pooh, I whisper because they got an intercom, right, a two-way in the ceiling. I whisper to him, look, man, don't bug out, right? I'm gonna tie this sheet around my neck and tie it to the doorknob. I don't even think you can legit kill yourself in this manner, but I say once I do that, I want you to call up to the staff and tell them I'm in here trying to kill myself. So he tripping. He like, man, go ahead, boss. Oh, man, you wild. So I tied the sheet around my neck, and I tied the other end around the doorknob, and he called up, boss on here trying to kill himself, sir. So the staff come back there. Mr. Martin, he a twin. Mr. Martin was a cool guy, right? When when he come through the door, he got a big Kool-Aid smile on his face. I mean, this guy's watched me come in and out of detention like 5 times. He know I'm not gonna kill myself. He know I'm playing the system, right? Because their codes, their guidelines is if someone say they're feeling suicidal or do anything suicidal, you know, you have to have them evaluated, right? And they have to go in front of the judge. So they call in a head doctor. She come and evaluate me. You know, her my answer to every question. Yeah, I'm trying to kill myself. I'm trying to kill myself. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do the time. Right? Now, so she have it sent over to the court, but that night I gotta stay on the big floor so all the staff can monitor me or whatever. I can't go back to my room. Bright and early the next day, they called me for court. Um, and I done told a couple of my partners or whatever, man, I'm getting up out here, bro. I'm gonna see y'all on the land. I'm gone. Soon as I already, tell a couple of people, man. As soon as I get to that hospital, I'm gone. And Frakowski is one of the people I tell. Now I notice he not really saying much, and that should have keyed me right there. He ain't giving me no feedback or nothing, right? He just kind of okay. Well, Friday when I see you, man, we gonna talk. So I go to court. My aunt sitting up in the court. I guess they call her and tell her I tried to commit myself. So she in there looking real concerned, and I'm trying to let her know without the judge catching me that I'm good. I'm trying to play the system or whatever. But I figure I see her when by the time she get home, I plan to be there. So the judge, I don't even hear what he's saying, to be honest with you. He sound like Charlie Brown school teacher. My mind is preoccupied. I'm getting about you. So he probably told me where I was going while we was in the courtroom. I'm sure he did, but I missed all that. So they sent me back to the detention to dress, to put on my clothes or whatever that I was locked up in. I'm head nodding all my peoples or whatever. Smiling. They like, yeah, they smiling. You know what I mean? 'Cause the plan is I'm about to skate. I'm going home. I'm gonna knock down the one that's testifying on me, and I'm gonna just live my life on the run. I mean, that's the thinking of a 17-year-old, right? So the deputy come and get me for transportation. We jump on the interstate. I'm super hyped. I can't keep it together. I'm in the back seat moving, and he playing the radio. I'm head bopping, and so I know the city. I know the land. I know the layout of my city pretty well, right? I noticed we're on 95, but we're going past Chippenham. And I'm thinking to myself, why is he going past the hospital? You know, I said, well, maybe he got somebody else to pick up. I'm feeling a little iffy, but, you know, mm, so we ride, right? And I see the sign Petersburg. I'm like, what the hell is he doing in Petersburg? He get off on the Petersburg exit and turn down, I think it's called Washington Street. And we riding and riding and riding. I see a sign say Central State to the right. Central State? Now I done heard stories about Central State. This is the crazy house for this is for the criminally insane. Man, the moral to the story, do the time, yo. Go ahead, do the time. Playing crazy, that really don't work. Usually, you go insane, you play crazy, you start taking that medicine, and you leave crazy for real. Just go ahead and do that time, yo. To the next time, peace.